This is AC Starlord, aka Awesome. Welcome back to my channel. And this video is the last of the horror movies of the Halloween movie marathon. And we're talking about Imaginary, a movie that I never reviewed before. I probably put in a Blu-ray update video and maybe talked a little bit about it. This is a Blumhouse movie, just how like Black Phone is, and the Halloween 2018, and Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. What else? Five Nights at Freddy's, and any other movie you could think of that's Blumhouse that comes to your mind. This is one of them. We have a young woman named Jessica and her family. One of her stepdaughters is Taylor, and you have a stepdaughter named Alice. Yeah, Alice. And Alice, when she gets inside Jessica's new home, she grabs towards a imaginary friend named Chancey, which Jessica called as a young girl, CB. And CB was her friend, Chancey the bear, imaginary friend when she was younger. And it opens up with her going into the Never Never Land. That's what Chancey likes to call it, and escaping, and as a little girl, and then she never thought about it when she got older, because it eventually shows her when she gets older, and then one of her stepdaughters invites or friends an imaginary friend named Chancey, and Chancey makes her do a lot of different. They had fun for a little while, but Chancey makes her do a imaginary treasure hunt, or imaginary treasure hunt, or friend hunt, friendship hunt list. Things that make you happy, things that things that can make you happy, and one thing that can make you happy, one thing that can hurt, one thing that can you do bad, and different other things on that list. And then she can go see this magical world, and called the Never Never Land, Never Never World, or whatever, the Never Never Land. And it's a pretty much interesting story. At first, when I first saw this in theaters, I didn't enjoy it as much, because there was a lot of a little jump scares here and there, and then there was a lot of Jessica can't deal with her stepdaughters, and she has to deal with her dad, and she has to write a book, and stuff like that, the boring little stuff like that, because she's a writer, as a children's writer, and, it's boring stuff like that can, put you, at a place. When it's a horror movie, it's supposed to be a horror movie, and it puts you out of place. It takes you out of the element. And, well, it does. But when I rewatched it again, here, I don't remember if I got this on Blu-ray. I don't know if I've rewatched it or just rewatched it now. But even if I did, I probably forgot about it, because it's been so long since I got it on Blu-ray. This movie is interesting. I mean, the fact of the matter is, the little boring parts, when you do get a jump scare, Chancey has a jump scare with this young boy across the street, that Taylor, friends, because she has no friends there. She just moved, and all that stuff. I mean, she does have her friends where she used to live, and she looked through her Instagram, and she took a picture, and she saw a crazy old lady out there, and I'll get to that old lady pretty soon here. And then she befriends a young teenage boy like her, and then Chancey scares him. And the funny thing is, he was trying to hang out with Taylor, and Taylor's like, "Yeah, we'll just watch a movie, whatever, And you sure you don't want this Molly?" And it's not Molly, it's allergy medicine. You're trying to give a girl out, and you're like, it's I don't like how your son, her stepmom's like, "I don't like how your son's giving my stepdaughter some Molly." And she's like, "No, that's not Molly, it's my allergy medicine." The kid thought he was tripping, because when he saw Chancey doing a jump scare, he thought he was tripping on Molly when he was tripping on some allergy medicine, which allergy medicine is not nothing to trip with. So It's very interesting what this young kid thought drugs was too. I laughed at that part. I didn't laugh at. Well, I did laugh in the theater, but I re-laughed at it again. It's like, dude, you thought that was Molly? Like, damn, bro. Like, what kind of drugs do you look at? Like, you just see white pills and you think that's something. But throughout the whole film, you see, like, Jessica sees Alice, her stepdaughter, with a bear, but the bear's not really there because a therapist shows up for her because things get really bad, and she had to show her a video of that Chansey's not there, and then she took a video of her own because she got inspired to do an all new story for her book, and she took a video and she thought the bear was there, but the bear wasn't really there. It was just it's just Alice doing Chansey's voice and pretending that Chansey's there when there's no bear there. So there goes there, and then it gets a little bit wild after the therapist goes there because she goes missing. Alice goes missing. She goes into Neverland, and then the old lady, they go search around for Alice, and the old lady approaches Taylor before like Taylor says to her, or Jessica saying like, look, you try so hard to be our stepmother, but we necessarily don't need you to be our grandma, our stepmother. A lot of words to say. It's not needed. I'll go find her myself. Then she runs into that lady, and that lady says that this all has to do because of Jessica back in the day. I used to be her babysitter. Da da da. She used to do the same thing that Alice is doing, and then she goes to the house and like there's a little jump scare. Like, oh, she shows up right in front of the stairs and like, oh yeah, that's a jump scare, but like not too much. And then this is where the movie gets interesting. Like they try to find her, and they do all the same stuff that's on that list, and then she basically tells her granddaughter that she's selfish and all stuff because the ritual needs to be a little bit more heart. And the old lady traps him. The old lady traps him in that land, that never land. They traps her in that land. It says, well, we can be young, we can do whatever we want in this world. Da da da. Because the entity is telling me to keep you guys in here because of what Jessica did. And the old lady died from Chansey. Chansey's a big, giant, monstrous bear anyways, when you see him. And, like, the old lady doesn't need to trap you guys in there. Like, that's just that was the weird part of it. But then this is where it gets scary because there's different doors in there. And then, you know, Taylor thinks she sees her sister, but her sister is not her sister. It's a weird demon-looking version of her sister. And then they finally find her and thinking that, oh, she has everything she wants there with being in her own old apartment, her old room, with her two moms, and then they realize that's also fake. She's like, I have time to go home. And then Jessica also thinks that she's home, reading to reading her book to her dad and her family, and then that also been a fake out. And then her stepdaughter saved her, and then same thing happened. When I go to the house is burned down, same thing in a hotel. They see a kid with an imaginary friend. The bear looks like Chansey, but the bear is named something else. But also the therapist said this also happened to all these different kids. One kid had an imaginary friend rabbit, stuffed animal that cut his finger off, saying the therapist wouldn't understand that. Same thing, Chansey said the same thing. It's a kind of an interesting film nonetheless, but the scary parts there's some scary parts here and there, but I suggest that in the last part of the movie is makes it a lot more better to watch, or a lot more of a thing of your taste buds. It's more tasteful, cinematically tasteful towards the end of the movie than the middle towards the beginning. But the beginning has a little scare in it because it shows her backstory when she's a child. But the ending part is more tasteful, like it's more of an appetizer. I mean, not appetizer, more of the meal. The rest of the middle part is the appetizer. So yeah, this is a good movie. This is my first time reviewing it here for this channel. So if you like this video, put a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'm moving on to the slashers, which the next movie will be Five Nights at Freddy's, and I think that'll be my first time reviewing that too. So Chunk to put a thumbs up, put a like, comment, whatever you want to do. Put the deuces up, and I'll see you in the next video. Deuces.